Out of all the tweets that we've read today, okay, this is modern day racism right here, okay? This is the most like coded racism thing I have seen from this whole hashtag of not NCAA property. And just so y'all know, John, he calls himself college basketball's hungriest insider. Hold up. If he's inside the game and he's in the mind of college athletes and he broadcasts about college athletes, don't y'all think he would be siding with college athletes? What's up, Bullish gang? Today we're going to be doing a deep dive on how the Supreme Court is coming down on the NCAA over their broken business model. This has been created through a bill called the College Athletes Bill of Rights. Basically, this bill that has been introduced will have huge implications on how college athletes are paid, period.
We agree that student athletes should be allowed to benefit from their name, image, and likeness, commonly known as NIL. And we are in the process of identifying appropriate ways to do so.
The board's actions have and will continue to underscore our commitment to providing opportunities for nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes.
We have to continue to act as we go into 21, consistent with our values and in the best interest of our student athletes.
We have to understand that the NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar business and the sports attached to it. Now, players that are current and former are taking the stand and going against the NCAA for their unethical practices over the course of many decades. So, just for some context, just so you know about the NCAA and the players and where both of them are at when it comes to this, it's that the NCAA is pretty much saying that, yo, if players want to get paid, then the NCAA has to be like a professional sports organization, and that the players that play for them are not amateurs. Okay? Now the players are saying like, wait, hold up, and this is where I reside as well, just so y'all know. They're saying we've been making you billions of dollars through tickets, merch, and so many other things, but we're not cashing in on any of it. The only thing we have is a full ride scholarship, sometimes, to the school, and that's about it. The NCAA continues to say that they want to preserve a tradition of amateurism, but that just sounds like some unethical bullshit to me to just make them richer and richer. So the Supreme Court had an initial hearing in March where they heard both sides of the story, from the NCAA and players.
Well, just as March Madness reaches the Final Four, the Supreme Court is weighing a very important case involving NCAA athletes. NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams joins us now with more on this. Pete, tell us about this case and what's at stake here.
Well, the case is about a limitation that NCAA wanted to put on what are known as education-related benefits, things like computers, musical instruments, postgraduate scholarships, or paid internships.
Now it is expected that they'll reach a decision by late spring in June, before the Supreme Court recesses. It's been a year since the pandemic happened. The championship game just happened. This is a perfect place to start in this whole debate. Sports journalist Andrew Carter tweeted, "An NCAA lawyer just said this during an argument in the Supreme Court. Our own view is if you allow them to be paid, they will be spending even more time on their athletics and even less time on academics." This tweet automatically just makes me see that the lawyer is just missing the forest from the trees, okay? Because as a college athlete, if you've already made it to college as a D1 athlete, D2 or D3, whatever, it's amazing, and you should be rewarded for that. And not to mention, you're making the NCAA billions of dollars, billions with a B. So you deserve a cut. It doesn't matter your skill level, in my opinion. If you've made it there, you've made it for a reason. Pay the players. All right, now let's take a look at this TikTok that a guy has made about college athletes regarding their follower count on Instagram and how much they could make if the NCAA allowed them to get paid from sponsorships and endorsements from brands. Let's just read his caption. It says, "It's time to let athletes eat off their own name." Just let that sink in real quick, because the NCAA owns the image and likeness of every single college athlete. It sounds like slavery to me, in all honesty. All right, let's dive into the video.
Here are some of your favorite college athletes and how much money they can make just from Instagram alone. Let's get into it. First, we have Josh Christopher, aka J-Gub. The basketball player from Arizona State has over 780,000 Instagram followers, which gives him an endorsement potential from Instagram alone of over $630,000.
$683,000. Think about that real quick. Okay, that's like, for me, that's like a decade of like making money and working. And that money in just a year can change someone's life and their families. And he can't even cash in on any of it. And by the way, who is the NCAA to control college athletes' social media?
Next, we have Trevor Lawrence. The quarterback from Clemson has over 740,000 Instagram followers, which gives him an endorsement potential of over $600,000. Next, we have Haley Van Lith. The basketball player from Louisville has over 670,000 Instagram followers, which gives her an endorsement potential of over $530,000.
And by the way, just off her example alone, she plays for Louisville. I know about Louisville. Okay, I'm from there. She was drafted very high in the WNBA draft. And the fact of the matter is, this revenue projection is just off of Instagram. Let's let that sink in real quick, okay? If she decided that she wanted to diversify her revenue and wanted to work with this brand outside of Instagram, that's even more money that she could be cashing in.
Next, Paige Beckers is just like Haley with almost 670,000 Instagram followers and endorsement potential of over $530,000.
Now let's think about this. If you're not a college athlete and you're a business major and you make a startup, are you going to want to make money? Yes, you are. But the moment that you play for the basketball team, the soccer team, or baseball team, that's where they come in and say, you can't. How is that fair? It's not. Next up, let's examine this tweet from the National College Players Association. In an attempt to deny college athletes equal protections under antitrust laws, this is why the players' hashtag not NCAA property protest is so necessary. $15 billion industry based largely off black athletes where money flows largely through white coaches and admins. Now, this is not rocket science to see that this is all the way fucked up, okay? So let me get this straight. The players who are putting in work every single day, the college benefits from all of that? Okay, let's just also keep in mind that these players, they could get injured. And if they get injured, their college career, if it's bad enough, it's over. And they've got nothing from what they've given to the team and the college in general. They get nothing, and their career is over with. This hashtag not NCAA property already brings up to you how this is fucked up slavery that the NCAA is doing. But this hashtag ignited an entire conversation, became a trending topic, and allowed other athletes and just sports fans in general to voice their opinion and to support players in their fight. Now let's look at a current college athlete who plays for the Rutgers by the name of Geo Baker.
5 here, Baker step back 3, that's his specialty.
Geo Baker dribbles and it jams it through.
He just tweeted the following. The NCAA owns my name, image, and likeness. Someone on music scholarship can profit from an album. Someone on academic scholarship can have a tutor service. Now, do y'all remember when I talked about the business major who made a startup and could make some money? This is the same shit, just a different day. But I want to say for this part of the tweet, I really reside with it. Here it is. For people who say an athletic scholarship is enough, anything less than equal rights is never enough. I am hashtag not NCAA property. That ending of the tweet is just like on the money, the perfect way to end that. Because he's right, an athletic scholarship is just not enough. College outside of tuition is fucking expensive. That's why I didn't go, okay? But on the real, we gotta think. You have a laptop in college, you have books in college, you gotta eat in college. There's so much to think about. These kids are on their own essentially, having to pay for other things just like you and I who may be watching this video. But remember, the NCAA is making billions of dollars. So why can they not give players something other just covering their tuition? It doesn't make sense. All right, so we just read that tweet. Y'all are with me on that one, I hope. But now let's look at the opposite side of the spectrum from what I call a racist CBS Sports broadcaster.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything else. College hoops. Everything else is just secondary.
He tweeted,
"Are people really complaining about things in the bubble? Would you prefer to go back to the situation we endured last year? We're having an NCAA tournament and that's all that matters. Be grateful for what you do have in life, not what you don't."
Out of all the tweets that we've read today, okay, this is modern day racism right here. Okay, this is the most coded racism thing I have seen from this whole hashtag of not NCAA property. And just so y'all know, John, he calls himself college basketball's hungriest insider. Hold up. If he's inside the game and he's in the mind of college athletes and he broadcasts about college athletes, don't y'all think he would be siding with college athletes? This is just another typical white man who likes to profit off predominantly black players. All right, so we just went through a complicated, when it's really not complicated, issue of what's happening with the NCAA and college players getting what they deserve. But we won't know the decision of the Supreme Court until a couple of months. Now, with that being said, we still have time to get behind the players and to also voice our opinions because we are with them. Let's just pray that the Supreme Court does the right thing, because this will be a typical case, if they do, of better late than never. I'm Stockwell, and if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, and if you agree with me, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to Bullish if you're new to the channel, and also comment down below so we can have a discussion. All right, so we'll also be following up on this topic and keeping tabs with it. And with that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in the next episode of Money Drama.